Hi guys, and welcome back to Witch's Boudoir slash Zandra Sparks makeup tutorial and design. Um, Today before I even get started on this makeup design and tutorial, I'm actually going to be doing like a full face makeup design. This is actually covering every process that I go through. Obviously I've washed my face, I have dried my face as well, but I'm going to be starting from like my skincare point where I start with like my serums, my face cream, my lip balm, things like that, and then like continue with like the actual makeup side of things. Because when you guys see me, I generally have my foundation, my concealer, my contouring already done, but I'm gonna like start from the actual start point today, because one or two of you have been asking me, what I do with my serums and things like that. So I thought it'd be interesting to, do a full video for you guys. So I will apologize if this video is really, really long. It'll probably be a little bit longer than normal. So yeah. Um, as you can see, I have literally no makeup on whatsoever. As I just said, I have washed my face completely. It's horrible at the moment. I was the word I would use. But after I've washed my face, I generally serum. Serum that I do love using is the Revolution Superfruit Extract. This is actually a antioxidant rich serum and primer, so you can actually use it as a primer as well. I have done that in the past where I've just used this if my face is like quite oily. At the moment my skin is very dry, so I will be using this and then a face cream, and obviously I do use a lip balm as well and an eye cream again as well. So yeah, I actually really like this because it smells like popcorn. So yeah, it's a very kind of glittery serum that I just kind of massage into my skin. Um, you know, I don't just do the face, I do my neck as well. Because your neck needs care as well. And this is like an area that people kind of forget, is like the neck area needs just as much as care as the face area. So yeah, don't forget to do your neck. So now that my serum is on, I don't use like loads of it, purely because I know it absorbs really well into my skin. If I use a thicker serum, again, I'll use less of it. If I'm using a really like light serum, sometimes depending on how my skin is, I sometimes have to use more, sometimes have to use less. But at the moment, because I know how my skin is, I'm pretty much able to just, gauge where it is. So next I use the Revolution Hydration Boost. I will point out there are a lot of Revolution products in my actual makeup collection and skincare collection, and again, this is like my everyday standard. This is, as I said, the Hydration Boost. This is a lightweight hydrating gel cream, and it is for your face. It is wonderful. It works so well. I was bought this and the superfruit extract for my birthday because it's something that I asked for. I need, you know, I do need to take care of my skin, and my parents know that my skin needs a lot of help sometimes. But yeah, this is actually a face cream that I enjoy using, and it is one that I've been looking at getting for a long while. So, and again, I just massage it into the skin. So yeah, that is all the two creams for like the serum and the actual face cream. Next I use the SVR Tolplus Parabol. This is actually for sensitive eyes and itchy eyes. I actually got this in my Look Fantastic box this month. So I have been using it the past few days. I think I've been using it for 4 days, and I will say it works really well. I will probably be getting it again because I just find it works so well on my eyes itself. You know, I don't usually like using a dedicated eye cream. However, I will say this works really well. And as I spend most of my time wearing contact lenses, it just, you know, it helps. So that's my eye cream done, and as you can see it does actually brighten up the eyes. They don't look as puffy as they did, they look a little bit more glossy, a little bit more natural rather than just inflamed and somewhat sensitive. So yeah. And obviously that was my lip balm. I should have explained what that was. That is the ELSO, yeah, ELS, EOS, even, I can't pronounce it today. This was actually sent to me again, I believe in Look Fantastic a couple of months ago. And again, this has pretty much become my standard lip balm because it's just always in my box and I just always grab it. I haven't changed it to any others. And as you guys know, I have 16 lip balms actually in my bathroom. I think I've got a few more than that actually because I've ended up collecting a few more. But this has become my standard. Now, obviously, I will say that because I've had my Look Fantastic and my Glossy box this month, there are a few products that are new, so I don't know how they're going to turn out. But also, I have a few like little new products that I haven't really talked much about in my blog. I have a different color correct. I'm using, like I said, I'm using contouring. You may have noticed that from my live streams. But I do have quite a few like contouring palettes. I do prefer a powder contour. And actually one of the new products is a contour blush set with a highlighter, so I will be using that today. So yeah, we shall be moving forward to makeup. So the first product that is completely new that I have not used is the Avant and Pro Collagen Pro Perfect Collagen Primer Touch Elite. This was sent in my glossy box for this month. I did say in that video, which will be uploaded next week, Monday, that I'd be trying this out. Obviously, because I'm writing a review on it, I'm going to be trying it for today's blog and YouTube video. So yeah, I am going to be trying this out. If you guys know me, you know that I do like the Avant brand. I do have quite a few of their products as well. However, I've got them through, you know, subscription boxes because they are mega expensive. This actually costs £85 to actually go and buy it. So yeah. And it comes lovely packaging and, you know, very pretty, very nice. That's probably way too much, Alex. Oopsie. I will say it does feel quite runny, and I can't put the lid back on. There we go. That actually went in really well. Considering I put probably a little bit too much on, that actually went on really lovely. So yeah, that went on quite nicely. It does like absorb really nicely onto the skin. As I said just before with doing the skincare, my skin is very dry at the moment, so it's just absorbing everything I'm throwing at it. I will say that does have a slight smell, but it's not a nasty smell. It does feel very nice on the skin. It does have a slight sort of velvety, silky feel. You know, I would feel comfortable going out with that on just to give my skin a little bit of a boost. You know, that does actually feel really, really nice on the skin. Next, obviously, is my, no, I tell a lie, it's not my foundation. It is my Colour Correct. You guys may know that I, you know, have been using different Colour Correct, and I didn't actually get a chance to really talk about it. This is the Revolution Colour Correct in green, because as you guys know, I suffer with a lot of red patches being spots. This is like a lifesaver for me, especially when I'm doing my makeup. You know, it isn't a really bright green. You can tell it is green, but it's not like scary green. But yeah, it is almost like a kind of liquidy Colour Correct. It's probably not a Colour Correct I would normally go for. However, as I said, I have been looking for a new Colour Correct, and this one does seem to work pretty well for me at the moment. I didn't get on well with the Colour Correct that I was using from e.l.f. Although it worked okay at the beginning, it did kind of drop off. Like, after a certain point, it was getting quite bitty, and you know, it didn't really work as well as it should have done. And as you can see, I'm just like dotting it in and just blending it, and you know, obviously when I put the foundation over the top, it will just blend in nicely and, you know, not look too bad. So yeah, obviously that is the Colour Correct on. You can still see there's like green patches. You can see there's still like a nasty spot here. This is actually one that keeps coming up quite nastily. So yeah, bear with me, I just dropped my sponge. My life already. So next is my foundation. This is like my standard foundation. This is the Revolution Fast Base Stick, and this is in the shade F4, which is perfect for my skin tone. This actually is one that I've like continually got over the past, I think, 6 months, ever since I tried it out. It's become like my all-time favorite foundation. I just find it works super, super well. So yeah, and as you can see, I kind of draw a pretty pattern and then just kind of blend it into my skin. So that is my foundation done. As you can see, it does like even out my skin tone. As you guys know, I am very pale anyway, so finding a foundation that isn't too yellow, that isn't too white or creamy, you know, is very hard for me. But having said that, the fact Revolution Fast Base Stick has worked for me really well. It just, you know, it does work really, really well. It just evens out the skin tone. So next is another Revolution product. This is my concealer, which is the Revolution Fast Base Concealer. This is in the shade, if I remember rightly, C3. This is actually, rather than like a powder stick that you dab on, this is actually more a liquid based. And I just kind of, I don't do a lot with my concealer. I do like go over certain spots that are really quite nasty, just to give that a little bit extra help. Again, that is kind of a newer product that I've been working with. So there we go, that is my concealer done. It just kind of gives a nice look to the eyes. It doesn't make it too like overall colour, it just kind of adds to that little bit of depth on the skin tone. And now for my contouring. Now, I'm not sure how this is going to turn out. I always dread contouring because sometimes it can work really, really well. Other times it can just be atrocious. But I am going to be using a new product for my contouring. This is the Sleek Contouring Face Form Contouring and Blush Palette in the shade Fair 372. I got this in this month's Glossy box, and I will say the colours do intrigue me. This is clearly the contour, the highlight and blusher. I will say this blusher does look really, really nice. I did do a little swatch of this contour and it's a little bit light, but having said that, because I am so pale, this will probably be pretty beneficial for me in the colour scheme. So yeah, so that's the palette I'm going to be working with for my contour, and I'm just going to use my little contouring brush just to kind of give that little depth. I will say it does seem quite pale, like that's non-contoured, that's contoured. It does seem a little bit pale, but you know, I'm sure it's buildable. There we go. So that is the contour done. It does kind of give a bit more shape to my face. It does look a little bit more natural, I will say. I don't normally like having contour, but it does work, and yeah. I will be doing my highlighter and blusher once I've actually done my main like eyeshadow. So I will be putting this to one side and reusing it. Obviously, again, I've got a few new products. I'm actually going to use a eyeshadow pencil just to give a little bit of a colour to my eyes, I would be doing sort of more of a bold, bright, yellowy look. However, I'm just going to go for a soft, goldeny shade. So I'm just going to be using this eye pencil that I got earlier today from Glossybox. This is the Meech and Mayer eyeshadow shade 54, which is a really nice sort of golden colour. It's not as bright as what I would want it, but it does give a nice sort of tone. So I'm just going to be using that just to give a little bit of colour to my eyes, because, you know, I don't want a lot of colour to my eyes today. I just want something a little bit sparkly. So there we go, that is the eyeshadow. Personally, I will say that the contour and the serum I really like, the contour and primer even, I really like. I don't mind this. I don't mind this eyeshadow, but I think it's a little bit on the pale side. It does give a nice colour, but it is very hard. It's actually quite hard to actually apply it. You can feel it like dragging on the skin. So yeah, it's a little bit hard. Not my favourite eyeshadow pencil. But you know, it's not too bad. Next I'm going to be using my Kohl, which is the Lord and Berry in black. This is like, again, one of my standard like products. And let me just sort my mirror out. So yeah. So that is my waterline done. As you guys, if you're regular to my YouTube channel or my blog, you know that I do my waterline and then my lash line, which then follows on to a design. And obviously I'm using the Make Me Up liquid liner. This again has become one of my standards. I will be changing it to a different liquid liner though, because I am running out of this. So yeah. There you go. So there we go, that is my lash line done on both sides. And now for the design, which is the first quarter moon glyph. This is actually a really quick, simple design, which kind of works for the length of this video. So yeah, firstly you want to draw a straight line going down, and then create a D shape. Like so, and then just place two really cute little dots either side, here and here. So it is literally a really quick, cute little symbol. You know, you just create a D shape and then just place two little dots either side. Next, I'm going to be using the Beautinique mascara. This is their Nourishing Mascara. Again, I got this in May's Birchbox, which I no longer subscribe to. And I just use this as a regular mascara until I need another mascara. So that is my mascara done. Now I'm just going to move on to my highlighter, which I will be using the same palette. This is kind of an interesting highlighter because it doesn't look as highlighted as it could be. It kind of looks a little bit neutral toned, but it'll be interesting to see how this kind of works. Yeah, as I suspected, it's not as highlighting as I would normally go for at the moment. It does look a little bit pale, but you know, there are days where we want something a bit more pale rather than just glitter fantastic. So yeah, I think this could probably work for me as like a neutral tone look. Yeah, it does seem to like give a little bit of highlight. So yeah, next I'm going to be using the blusher, which is this really soft peachy pink colour. Probably going to use a different brush, see if it makes any difference. Yeah, I will say that's kind of a cute pink blush. It's not really that fantastic in colour. It is a little bit pale. Yeah, it's a pretty colour. It's not fantastic. It's not something, you know, that's really wowing me. So yeah. Yeah, it's not a wow factor blusher. It's, yeah. There we go. I think that's livable. I will say the blush is probably again a more neutral tone. It's not kind of bright and vivid like I would normally go for. It's not comparing it to my favorite blusher, which is the California from Benefit. Yeah, that is like you can build it up, you can have it light, you can have it a lot more pink. This blusher from Celique's uh, face forming contouring and blusher kit, blusher palette. I will say this is very, very fair, very, very tonal. It works well for a natural look, which is what I'm using it for. Um, is it my favorite? Not really. It does apply nicely, but it's not my favorite. Next is another new makeup product. This again has come from Glossybox. This is the Model Co lip cream matte, which is in the shade Peachy Nude. I will say this does actually look like a shade that is probably nowhere near my skin tone. It's a little bit, it is nude in colour, but it's not exactly a tone that I would normally go for. But we'll go with it, we'll see how it looks. I will say it does actually have a lovely peachy scent to it. I will say it doesn't apply as nicely as some of my other liquid lipsticks. This does actually feel a little bit too drying too quick. Yeah, no, it's not a bad peachy pink colour. It is, considering it's not a colour I would normally go for, I think it's a little bit too on the corally pink shade for me, but it does work quite nicely. Um, you know, Overall, the new products do seem that little bit nude, little bit summer natural beauty, which is what I was all about last year during summer. When I first started my blog, it was all very neutral tones, very soft, very gentle. These days, I'm very much bold and bright and colourful. However, I still do like having my sort of makeup nude looks, which is very much this look today. Am I in love with this look? I do like it. I will be probably wearing it out and about. But yeah, as